Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. We've done Vancouver, we've done Edmonton, now it's time for the Rangers. Again, these are in just completely random order. I'm just doing these as the papers are piled here. There are no specific order, so no need to request a specific team. Do Florida next. These are just in random order, so you'll get them in random order as well. So thank you guys for clicking on this video. I appreciate it. This is the report card series where I talk about a team and we can compare some stats from the previous year and talk about my pros, talk about my cons for the team, and then give my final thoughts and what I think on the team moving forward. This is a team that. This team that made a pretty bold decision back in the beginning of 2018 to mix things up. So this is a team in transition. This is a team in a bit of a rebuild. So some of my pros and cons relate to that. I predicted that the Rangers would get 83 points this season. They got 78, so pretty much in the same ballpark as what happened. I think that the Rangers weren't expected to make the playoffs, but they weren't expected to be at the bottom of the league either, kind of like Vancouver, one of those middle ground teams. So I'm glad at least that they lived up to the majority of expectations this year. I don't think Rangers fans expected them to win the Cup this year. No offense to the Rangers team. So they ended the season 4-5-1 on a one-game winning streak. If I just start off with the pros, I really thought Georgiev was outstanding the entire year. There's so many games that the Rangers could have lost, but Georgiev kept them in the game. And there's even games that the Rangers almost won because of Georgiev. And he's my favorite player on the team. He's outstanding. He's going to be an awesome replacement for Lundqvist. I'm super pumped for the Rangers to have him on that team. I really thought D'Angelo had a really good developmental year, 30 points in 61 games. He was a +6. That was best on the team. So super good development year for D'Angelo. The second overall pick is on the way. That's not really a pro for the season that just happened, but it kind of is. We won't know who that is. We won't know who that is for a while as I'm filming this. If you're watching this after, obviously you know what happens, but as of now, we don't know, but this is big news for the Rangers. I'm pretty excited for this team. And it's a young team moving in the right direction. They're part of a rebuild. At the beginning of 2018, they had an announcement that they're basically going to clear ship or clear house. And, we saw, this year we saw Hayes go away. We saw Zuccarello go away. Previously, we saw Miller go away and McDonough, a couple other names as well. So this is a team that's really kind of flushed the system and prepared for some new talent and some new young talent. So I really like that decision. I like when teams make bold plays like that or bold decisions. Columbus this year at the trade deadline, they're just have all our picks, give us all your best players. And as of right now, they're up on Tampa 3-0, and they could eliminate them tonight. So it's crazy. You won't see this for a couple days, so obviously you'll know what happens, but it's pretty crazy. As far as cons, Lundqvist gets a year older and 1 year away from winning the Stanley Cup. He'll probably go down as one of the best goalies, or maybe the best goalie to never win a Stanley Cup. Carey Price will probably take that trophy from him in about 8 years, but it's really frustrating because Lundqvist, I think, does deserve a Stanley Cup. He's put his heart and soul into this team. He's a phenomenal human being off the ice. He is the kind of person that you want to see have success, even if you're not a fan of the team. If you don't like the Rangers, if you're an Islanders fan or a Devils fan or whatever, and you hate the Rangers, it's kind of hard to hate Lundqvist. He's a fantastic human being. So it's really unfortunate that he may not win the Stanley Cup. And realistically, he's probably not going to win it. No offense to the Rangers. There's just not enough time. The loss of Hayes. I don't think that the Rangers... I don't think that the typical hockey fan realized how deep the loss of Hayes was to the Rangers until they saw Hayes in Winnipeg and what kind of impact Hayes had on Winnipeg. The impact he had on the Rangers went unnoticed a little bit, and maybe he was playing a little bit under his standard, but he was still a very good player, and that's a pretty big loss for the Rangers, very big loss, and also Zuccarello, mentioned that earlier, that's a pretty big loss as well. Speaking of loss, man games lost this year was a huge factor for the Rangers. They lost a ton of man games. I think there was only one player. Yeah, there's only one player that played all 82 games, Mika Zibanejad. He's it. There's just one player that played every single game. that's frustrating. It's really frustrating. You've got other teams who have 7 or 8, 9 players who've played every single game of the season on other teams, and only one of the Rangers. So it's really frustrating. It's hard to have a good season when you have so many injuries and situations where you have to keep guys out of the game. Really frustrating. Final thoughts on this team. The rebuild continues. It accelerates a little bit now with the second overall pick. Probably, I wouldn't say it moves them up a year as far as expectations, but when you get a player like Hughes or Kako or whoever they get, it's a big name. It's a big player on the ice. It's a pretty big confidence booster. So you never know what can happen in New York. It's getting really, really interesting. I have a new appreciation for this team. If I just go back to a video that we made, over 2 years ago now, I think, we talked about the NHL arenas. And in the video, we ranked the Madison Square Garden pretty low, or Brent did. He was doing that ranking. And he complained about the lighting in the arena. And he wasn't wrong. The lighting sucked. And we got so much hate for that comment. So many hate comments. Oh my God, you guys just hate the Rangers, all this stuff. You guys hate New York City. We actually love New York City. It's like it was so funny that we got that much hate because we actually love New York City, and the arena that we want to visit the most is Madison Square Garden. Now, recently we said that we want to visit Nassau before that goes away. That wasn't a lie. We really want to go see a game in Nassau. When we're down there, we probably want to see a game in Madison Square Garden as well. It is definitely the arena that we want to see the most as far as game experience. So, it was just weird getting all those hate comments because I have such a love for New York City. And the Rangers are moving up my list of teams that I watch and that I like. So, it wasn't a good year for the Rangers. I would say that it was a bad year because they lost some players, but kind of like Vancouver, you can see where the team's going. You can have a little bit of a hope for the future. So I'm not upset where the Rangers are. I actually kind of like where the Rangers are. If you're a Rangers fan, hopefully you feel the same way. I'm not a Rangers fan. They're about midway, I would say, in 15th out of 31st and 31, my favorite teams. But I like where the Rangers are. Let me know down in the comments if you like where the Rangers are. If you are a Rangers fan, go in depth with your comment if you don't mind. I'd like to hear straight from you guys and hear what you guys have to think about this team moving forward. I don't give letter grades. I'm not going to do that this year. So if you want to grade this team, down below in the comments, please let me know what letter grade you would give this team. How would you rate them this year? How do you think they did? Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, I hope you can hit the subscribe button. If you did like this video, hit the like button, and I will see you in the next report card video. Adios.